Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm excited to be here with Marita Siren. Marita, it's lovely to be with you.
Likewise, thank you for having me today.
You are so welcome. So tell us, what is it that you do, what you offer at our events, and what are all the things you do?
Yes, so I am a Vedic astrologer and I've had a love for the stars for a very long time. But I started to formalize my practice in 2022, taking formal classes, and then I began offering services to clients in 2023. So that's pretty much what I do.
Great, great. And had you been interested in astrology for a long time, and then you learned it more deeply at the time, or like how'd that come
Yes,
about?
absolutely. So ever since being a teenager, like many others, I would spend a lot of time reading online blogs and books, watching videos, and got really knowledgeable just with self study. And then kind of got older and really got into it and started taking classes and also switched. So when I first started exploring astrology, I was primarily looking at Western astrology and I completely switched my focus over to the Vedic astrology
Mhm.
practice in 2023.
Well, tell us a little bit about the difference between them and why did you choose Vedic? And
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, well, I personally learned about Vedic astrology during what's called my Shani Sati. So it's a very prominent transit that happens in Vedic astrology. It's a 7.5 year period, and so while discovering Vedic astrology and going through that in real time, analyzing my chart and comparing it to my Western chart, I really felt that it resonated with me on a deeper level. And so that's why I kind of switched over. But the difference is there's a few differences. I mean, there's a lot of things that are different, but Vedic astrology or sidereal astrology or Indian astrology aims to look at where the constellations are exactly in the sky right now. So basically, Earth is on an axis, and that axis tilts over time. And so our perspective from Earth, where the constellations are, also slightly shifts. And so we look at that mathematical point. Also, the moon is considered the most important planet versus the sun. Also, the outer planets aren't necessarily traditionally included. So, Vedic astrologers don't always look at those outer planets. And then you have Rahu and Ketu, which are slightly different in their meaning, but they are very closely related to the north and south nodes. So, those are just some high level differences.
okay, great, great. Yeah, I've had both readings at times, and like I so don't understand the language, but all these words are sounding really familiar. And like Vedic and right in Ayurvedic, so that's the right.
Yeah, yes, that's the branch of philosophy in which Vedic astrology is associated with. So,
Okay, cool, great, great. Are there particular types of readings that you typically do with people? Do you answer questions on everything, or do you have particular things that you're most fond of, or anything like that?
I would say because I'm so early on, I'm more of a generalist. So,
Mhm.
I really enjoy giving readings of all kinds, birth chart, or if someone wants to do career analysis or relationship reading. So, I really am more of a generalist right now. Maybe one day I'll focus on something, but I'm a
Great,
generalist.
great. And so the first fair that you're going to be with us just happens to be the fair in Linwood. I know you've got it in your background right
Yeah.
now. Right. So great. And I heard a rumor that you're doing something special with some cards for that one. What is that?
Yes, yes, I'm very excited. So I have this Vedic astrology deck by Jeffrey Armstrong, and so I will be trying out a new style where you can choose from 1 through 3 cards. So planets, houses, and signs. And we'll look at why you pulled that card, why it's relevant in your chart right now, from maybe a natal perspective and or transit perspective, and just kind of get to the bottom of some things and help clarify some things for people that stop by. There's also going to be the option to just ask a question, and we can look at the chart just based on the question you ask, and we'll look at how it shows up in your chart.
Great, great. And let's see. And so natal is where things are when you're born, and then the transit is like where it is now.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
great. And then do you have the cards open? Can you show us some of the examples of what the cards are like?
absolutely. Um, so this is, for instance, this is the stack of planet cards.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
know
to
if
hold it right in front of you,
you
I think, with the background on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, there we
great.
go.
Uh-huh.
These are the
Okay,
planning
cool.
cards, and they look kind of like this. And so I would just kind of offer you
Okay.
the
Mm-hmm.
stack, and you can pull, and then we can see what comes up for you and see why you pulled that and why it's relevant. Also, the houses, so very similar in style.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the signs as well. So
Oh, great.
go
Great.
through and talk about those.
All right, sweet. Well, great. Well, if people want to connect with you, where do they find you?
Yes, I can be reached at hello@indigooracle.com by email. My website is www.indigooracle.com. And there's also a submission form on the website if you have an inquiry.
Great. And then just if you could spell that out for everybody, so just to make sure they know how to get to you.
Sure, absolutely. INDIGOORACLE.com, indigooracle.com.
Great, great. Well, it's been great chatting with you. I'm excited to have you at our events and yes, off to it
Thank,
very soon.
thank you.
You're so welcome. So everyone listening and watching, you can find out more about all of our events at mewefairs.com, MEWEFIRS.com. Take care. Bye, Marita. See you soon.
Bye.